Hi, Coco. There's been a lot of talk about the crowds here. You've played on all the great stages of the game. Could you just go off sort of free form on the differences on, the big stages, what you like, the differences, and also maybe what's the most fun crowd or different, unusual crowd of some of the smaller tournaments?
Yeah, for me, I like big crowds, obviously, and I like when people are passionate about the match. And I know sometimes during the point it could be tough when there's crowd noise, and especially when it's unexpected. I think constant noise is better, but I think it's, to an extent, it's tough because you're watching a match at such high stakes, and I see myself as a spectator, even when I'm watching my little brother play, and you want to make a noise, and so it is tough sometimes. And I think for the most part, people are respectful to the players. There's obviously some crowds that maybe aren't, but my favorite court, I think, other than U.S. Open, I really liked, honestly, I liked playing on Susan Lenglen the last 2 days, which I wouldn't probably have picked that answer in the past, but I don't know. There's so many kids on that court. So they were cheering for me really loudly, which I wasn't expecting. I feel like usually when I play on Lenglen, the crowd is more calm and chill, but for some reason this year, I don't know if the tickets have changed or I don't know, but there was every time I played, there was a group of boys, different boys, but all under the age of 12, and they were just cheering super loudly. So I actually enjoyed that, and they were respectful to my opponent, which I like when it's like that.
Hey, Coco.
Hey.
The coaching setup you have now with JC coming in,
yes.
I guess it's sort of a new old coach,
yeah.
As it's been explained to me.
Mm-hmm.
How is the dynamic working with Brad, and what do you get from each of them, and sort of bringing him back? What were you looking for?
Yeah, I think for me, it's they both, I don't know how they collaborate, because they talk before the practices about what we do in practices, but they collaborate on, the things that I need to work on. And JC does a lot of the day-to-day, things, because, Brad isn't at every single tournament. So he does a lot of the, day-to-day drills and, being there day-to-day. And I think, Brad is just, he's somebody that kind of oversees everything. And I think he's really good at scouting reports, and making the game simple. And sometimes, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. And I feel like sometimes the things stick a little bit more because he makes the game feel more simple. And I think when I play with a simple mind going into the matches, it just is easier. But yeah, I'm really happy with how everything has been going.
Hi, Coco. I wanted to ask you, tomorrow Badosa and Sabalenka play each other, and they're super close friends. And I just wanted to ask you what that experience is like playing against a good friend, maybe Jessie, someone like that. And also, I know you've got a lot of close friends on the ATP side, and I wonder if that's almost easier because you're not going to have to play against them in the same way.
Yeah. I think for me, it's not really that difficult. I mean, so many times, especially with Jess, we've played and had to play doubles right after. And yeah, we don't take any feelings on the court. I mean, yeah, it sucks to lose, but you're not mad at, you're never, even when I'm playing a friend or even somebody I probably don't like as much, I'm never mad at them after I lose a match. It's more so, what you can do better. So yeah, I think most of the girls, I would say 99% of the girls on tour are very easy-minded when it comes to, playing. I mean, even Diana, who I wouldn't necessarily say we're super close friends, but we talk sometimes. And I played her after Madrid, and I saw her in Nice, and I won in Madrid, and she was like, "Oh, do you want to go dinner or go shopping together?" So I think all the girls are pretty in that mindset of just going hard at it on the court and then being fine off the court, which I think that's what you have to do in this life, because these are your friends or coworkers for the next 10, 15 years. So you better get along, or it's going to be miserable.
Hi, Coco. I saw you reposted this on your Instagram story, the video of Cameron Brink wearing your outfit ahead of the game the other night. What is it like to see that kind of support, and what did you think when you saw it?
Yeah, it was really cool. I haven't got the chance to meet Cameron yet, but obviously been, watching her a lot when she was at Stanford, and now seeing her in the WNBA is great, and I definitely want to try to catch a game. There's a couple players I want to see, and I wasn't expecting it, and it was very nice of her. I think she rocked the fit better than anybody could have, and yeah, I hope, one day, maybe, New Balance is my team. I hope they give her like a signature shoe one day, and I can rock it too for my press events. And yeah, she's awesome.
Coco, congratulations. It's your 18th win at Roland Garros, which is actually one more than Chris Evert managed before she turned 21. I just wonder if statistics like that mean anything to you at all?
It's very cool to, be, I guess in the same stat line as these great players, but honestly, they're their own level, I guess, if that makes sense. And for example, like Chris Evert, I'm nowhere near where she was or where she is, and but it's very cool, and it does give me motivation because it makes me feel like I am on the right path. But yeah, she's also like a very nice person, and she's definitely she's reached out to me a lot. But it's very cool to be in the stat line, same stats, I guess, as these great legends. But I try not to like think too much into it because like they're legends for a reason, and I'm not near that. I hope to aspire to be, but I'm not. So it does give me motivation to keep trying to do better.
Coco, I'm not sure if you got to see some of it because I think you clashed the other day, but the Naomi and Iga match everyone was talking about, if you've caught up with any of it, what did you make as someone who has played both of them at their peaks?
Yeah, I didn't get to see it because I was playing at the same time. I did watch like a little bit of the first set because that was before my match, but it was very early, so it was still good points, but I'm sure nowhere near towards the end of the match. And they're both tough players to play, and especially like Iga on clay is a very difficult on any surface, but especially clay, very difficult to play. And Naomi, I've played her, I think I've only played her exclusively on hard, I believe. So I would say that's her best surface. And yeah, I've played her right out the year after, defending champion when she was defending Australian Open. So I played both of them at strong points in their career. But I think it's very cool to see, like, especially for Naomi, like coming back. And I know clay was somewhere, maybe not anymore at the end of this tournament, but was somewhere in the past that probably was a difficult spot for her. And I always root for her. And I think also coming back from motherhood and for her to put up a level like that against Iga is great. And it's good for women's tennis to see, and good for just women in general to see that you can come back and be at the high level and take the world number one to the brink. And also good on Iga for getting through to that match. Naomi's not an easy person to play second round, no matter what form she's in.
Hello. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I would like to know how you try to manage your adjustments on your technique on the part, like in the off-season, you have been working with Roddick. I read, do you make it during the tournaments, having practically not so much time in between big events?
Yeah, I think during big events, once the tournament starts, it's kind of just trying to remind myself what to do, but it's at that point all the tweaking and all of that is done. But obviously in between, I'm constantly trying to make, not just to my serve, but all parts of my game, minor adjustments to do better. And then obviously in the off season, you have more time to make, bigger adjustments, but it can be difficult. And I think that's the spot that I found growing up on tour that was difficult for me, because I was 15 and I'm playing these top players, but it was hard to develop my game, I think, when playing week by week and playing top players. So that is something that I would say, maybe not if I could do it again, but I think I would just focus on, not results so much, I think, in my head, and just trying to also develop. And I think I got down on myself when I lost a lot. And I'm just like, you were so young, and I'm still young, but you were definitely super young then, and you're still developing. And so, yeah, I try to just continue to develop as a player. And then sometimes that ends in some losses, but I think in the long run, it'll be important.
Hi. Congratulations. You're going to play in Italian next match. Elisabetta Cocciaretti, you played against her in Dubai, and you beat her. She won against Samsonova today, Haddad Maia the other day, Kvitova last year. What do you know about her, and how do you expect to play against her, knowing her game a bit?
Yeah, I played her, in Dubai, as you said, and that was a tough match. I believe it was like 7-6, maybe 6-2 or 6-1 or something like that. So it was a tough match, and I very remember it well. And I haven't maybe watched a lot of her matches on clay, so I would probably have to go back and see, what adjustments I need to make with that game. And I know she's a fighter. She fights all the time, and no matter what the score is, she's not giving up to the last point. So I know I have to go in there with a strong mentality. Thank you. Thanks.